Hello and welcome to the Whisky.com news. And we have a number of very, very interesting news. And the first news stands here right on my cask. It's the Highland Park Valfather. It's 47% ABV and it's the last of the Vikings Legend series. The Viking Legend series started off with the Valkyrie, which is the angel of death, which harvests the souls from the fallen soldiers and recruits them into the army of Odin. Then the Valknut is a symbol for the Viking elite soldiers. It's a tattoo that is being tattooed on these elite soldiers. And the last one is the Valfather, Odin himself. So he is their god, their highest god, and he leads the armies in Valhalla for the last battle. So this one is the last bottling. It will be available in Germany on the 19th of August, so probably internationally as well, but maybe it will take 1 or 2 weeks longer in where you come from. Then we have some information from Cardhu. We had the news, it's only kind of an update to the story of Diageo investing £150 million into the Scottish tourism industry. Their distilleries, they're actually building distilleries and visitor centers, and now they got a permit for renovating the Cardhu Distillery Visitor Center. It's now under construction, so good for that. And then we have Johnnie Walker, The Last Cask. There was a series called Johnnie Walker. It's not one of the famous series, and it's, I think, a bit more expensive. And they are discontinuing it, so there will be The Last Cask of Johnnie Walker. The series is actually 10 years old, and they choose the best whiskey casks from the old reserves of Johnnie Walker. The Last Cask will be 330 bottles and symbolizes the end of this Johnnie Walker series. Then we have a redesign. The Bòcan from the Tomatin distillery is being redesigned. And it will be, the old series will be replaced by 3 new ones, all non-age statement, all not colored and not chill filtered, and will be available around August in your local liquor store. Then Laphroaig and Ian Hunter are working together in a special rarities series. Ian Hunter is a descendant of the Johnson family who led the Laphroaig Distillery in 1908 until 1944, when it had to shut down for World War probably. And this series is going to be rarities, and the first bottle will be a 30-year-old Laphroaig with 46.7% ABV and will be available around beginning of October. Then we have news from the United States of America, and there the Michter's distillery from Louisville, Kentucky released a new whiskey. Their first US 1 toasted barrel sour mash whiskey is now on the market. It will be available after September 2019, 43% ABV, and it is pretty similar to what they already have. They already have some toasted oaks, the toasted barrel strength rye, which is a rye, so differently, and the toasted barrel bourbon, and now they have the toasted barrel sour mash whiskey. And now we continue to Wild Turkey. Wild Turkey is revealing their oldest rye whiskey. It's called Master Keep Cornerstone Rye. It will contain a whiskey 9 to 11 years old, all rye, and will have an ABV of 54.5% ABV, which is about 109 proof. It is limited, yes, to 16,000 bottles, which is a normal bottling for international market. So it should last for quite some time if it's not being hyped too much. Then let's continue with international whiskey news. We have the Finnish Kyrö Distillery. They actually are building a new distillery. So They are really, really quick there in Finland because they want to finish the distillery in October 2019. The new distillery is going to have 6 fermenters, washbacks, and going to have 2 stills, and they're going to produce more of their famous rye whiskey. Bigger quantities will be available after the year 2020. And now we have news from the tech industry that will be affecting our whiskey industry, and that is this time it's not RFID and information, it is actually artificial tongue. Yeah, someone built a metal tongue, which is kind of a metal receptor for flavor, and with that you can identify if it's really the whiskey that is written on the label. So they want to be able to detect 99% with 99% probability if it's the right whiskey within the bottle. They already tried it with a Glenfiddich and Laphroaig whiskey and were very successful. So hopefully this will put an end or decrease the fake stuff on the market by a lot. And then we have a really, really bad news because we are going into a summer break. Yeah, the Whisky.com news will be discontinued for a few weeks. And that's because my production team, Veronica, is actually going on vacation. So I may bring some news, but I will, make them on my own. So they might not have that much detail and much thoroughness as they used to have. Or I will not make them at all. So if that happens, then I will see you after the summer break. So thank you very much for watching and see you after the break.